a city of the rich. It's the new administrative capital of Egypt. Well, that is not its real name. It's what people are calling it just because the amenity and the housing and everything in it is so expensive that to an extent the only people who can afford it is only rich people, and that's why it what made it to be called the city of the rich. This new administrative capital city of Egypt was announced around 2015 by the Egyptian House Minister Mustafa at the Egypt Economic Development Conference. This was on 13 March 2015. The new city is planned to be located 45 kilometer, which is about 28 miles east of Cairo. This city, it's it's outside Cairo, but it's in the second greatest Cairo ring road, in the largest undeveloped. It's actually in the desert. It's in the large undeveloped area. So what they are trying to do is to develop desert and to try to build a new city there, or in the name of trying to move these people from Cairo, trying to move the government from the city of Cairo to the new city, because Cairo as it is now, it have a lot of people. The whole of metropolitan of Cairo actually do have over 20 million people who resident in it. Having a city of 20 million people and it was not previously designed in the right way, it's become such a headache for you even to think of designing or managing that city. And that what motivated the government to move, because whatever kind of a business, whatever kind of improvement you think of doing in that city, it's impossible. There is a lot of people along the line where maybe if it's a new road you want to construct, there is a lot of people in that new line of where you want to place your road. So there is no way you can be able to displace all those people. And remember this, whole of Egypt is a desert. So people of Egypt usually resident around Lake River Nile. And that's how Cairo actually started. People were residing around the River Nile, but as it goes on, actually Cairo was meant for around 6 million people, but as it goes on, it started developing and growing, and people started building substandard house as in the out of Cairo. But remember, this is a metropolitan area of Cairo. So the government was like, there is no way we can be able to control these people and even maybe force them to construct standard housing. So what did the government did? They decided on this date, 13 March 2015, to start a new city where they'll be able to control everyone and everyone coming in it. And to them, they were saying that it's a city which would be supporting Cairo, but it's a city which is a 40 kilometer or in the desert. As much as we are saying it's supposed to support Cairo, it's a bit far from Cairo. So unless you are working in the city or you own a car, there is no way you can be getting from this new city of Egypt to go to Cairo to work, or to go to this new city of Egypt and go back to Cairo. So the only option you have is either work on this city or have a car. And the housing, this city is supposed to be housing all the government building, headquarters of in UN, headquarters of all international agencies, ambassadors and embassy of all the country are supposed to be housed in this new city. The city is built in on a 700 square kilometer area, which is expected to host around 6.5 million, but there is an estimate figure of not exceeding 7 million. But the reality of it not exceeding 7 million, it's not attainable unless the government now will start forcing people not to come to the city. The main reason for them to undertake the city, it was supposed to decongest Cairo, as I have said earlier, because Cairo has become uncontrollable and there is no way they can be able, even if they want to change the face of the city, is becoming difficult. And remember very well, Egypt is looking forward to try to host on World Cup. There is nowhere to build stadiums in Cairo. So if they manage to ever succeed to hold any World Cup, they need to be having somewhere to build the stadium, and there is no way they could build a stadium in the desert, and yet people don't live in that place. So I think they just wanted to move the city before they can bid for World Cup. In case they win, they will have some. They have already some few stadium in Cairo. Some players can be in Cairo, and some games can be played on Cairo, and other games will be played on this new city. The city is planned to be technologically innovative because these are the amenities which are planned to be in this city. They plan to have an artificial lake. I don't know how they will do it because remember Cairo, they are building it in the middle of desert. It is possible to fill the water, but it will be so much costly for them even to run this lake because it will be drying at a very high rate. I'm waiting to see how it will be built, which kind of material they will be built, maybe to avoid evaporation and things like that. But this one is a major challenge. They are planning also to build 2,000 education institutions. This is for the people who will be living there instead of them to be going out of the city to go try find some education. They will be getting their education in this city. These will be including, there will be junior school, high school, colleges and university, and also there will be pre-unit and playgroup. All those schools will be included in this new city. They want to build a technological and innovative park. I don't know how will it look. We can only wait to see how this innovative package will be. They have a plan of 18 hospital, 1,250 mosques and churches. The number of churches we don't know, but I'm sure of mosque will be majority because, as you know, Egypt it's a Muslim country and majority of people are Muslim. Also, they have a plan of building a 93,440 seat stadium. This is not a joke. That one is a big stadium. And this is where World Cup is coming in. Remember I told you that they are planning to bid for World Cup. These, I think, are one of the stadiums which they are planning to use for people to use in case they ever win to host World Cup. But they are still focusing in case they ever win World Cup, where will these all hosts be sleeping? It's yet not enough. We cannot say that these hotel rooms they are building are enough, but they are big and there are a lot of them. Actually, they want to construct 40,000 rooms. 40,000 rooms. It might not sound as a lot of rooms, but it's a lot. They want to have 40,000 hotel room for in case they ever win, and a major theme park. The size of theme park, it's one which is crazy because they want to have a theme park which is 4 times the size of Disneyland. And that's how crazy this project it is. They want 4 times size of Disneyland and 90 square kilometer of solar farm. Well, they are just focusing on a green energy and how to try to make these cities have self-sufficient, and this city being in desert, to have a solar farm, they should have put aside more piece of land for solar farm than they are doing here. Or maybe they use this solar farm, they will be the one which would be put on top of the the artificial lake, I don't know. But solar farm, that's a very genuine idea and a very good idea. Also, they are planning to have an electric line linking Cairo and this new city, to make it facilitate for transport and to have it people transport traveling from between one city to between Cairo and the new city at an ease and at very high speed. With this kind of amenity, and everyone who is thinking to go to invest in this park already have figured out that it will not be a cheap city. These are not kind of amenity which you find in a poor area or a middle income area. This one is a place where you find that it's meant for the rich. But as much as Egypt is saying, oh, we are building this so that to decongest Cairo, so that to move Cairo, and because we don't have any other room in Cairo to develop. The main reason, and what I think, this is my opinion, they are moving this new administrative place just because they don't want to ever have a repeat of what happened between January and February 2011 when we had Muslim uprising. You see, Cairo already is where people live. This is a very congested place. There is no way the government can be able to stop people to go to Tahrir Square the way they did on January and February 2011. And as they were going to Tahrir Square is close to the government offices, they were able to paralyze everything. And even embassy, which are in this place, could see what is going on. And by having embassy seeing what is going on, they are pressuring government to at least act on whatever people want. But this new city is a smart city with over 6,000 camera monitoring streets. First of all, with 6,000 camera monitoring the street, that tells you whatever you are thinking to do or whatever you do, it will be noted. There is no anywhere you can learn without you being noted. So, in case there is some uprising which is coming up, the government will be able to detect the uprising before it can even start. So they will be able to crack down on the people as early as possible. Also remember, this new city, they are moving, most of the people who will be moving in this new city are government employee. And as you are a government employee, we can threaten you. If you join this kind of a group, we'll fire you, and that one can work. But the most important of all, it's the strategically point of military and airport and military compound and personnel. If you have seen this compound very well, you can see that military is very strategically placed in the only main road that is connecting Cairo and this city, which is connecting this city with any other city like Suez Canal City. It's only connected through this road. And this military is close to the entrance of the city. So in case there is some kind of people who have started uprising, it is easier for military to be sent and close the road. That doesn't mean that people will not move. Maybe they will choose to pass through the desert, but if the military can manage to go and cross the road, maybe 30 kilometers from this new city, there is high possibility these people will not be able to reach this city. So in a way, this is a city where the government is moving its people, its offices and everything, so that they can be able to hide themselves from the mass people, from the big mass of the public. And remember, as I said, in 2015, in 2011, Ebase played a very key role in trying to solve the issue, and even for the president to be overthrown, there is those embassy which could keep pressuring the president to step down to avoid more loss of blood and life as people they were clashing. This time round they have moved the embassy, so the embassy will be out of the sight. They don't see what is going on, and if the government will be able to put people as far away as from this city, then no one will ever know what is going on. This one, to me, I think it's the most important reason: security of the government. And if you can see the airport, it's very well strategically placed next to the presidential palace. This, to an extent that if there is a threat to the government, the president can be able to go to airport within some few minutes, maybe even 10 minutes. He'll be at the airport, and within 5 minutes, the president will be airborne. By being able to remove the government from Cairo, they have shielded themselves from ever being affected by mass protest, unless it will start from this new city. And this new city, they have AI monitoring everything what you are doing. It's a smart city, so they will have every person information. If they want to intimidate anyone, it would be very easy for them to intimidate anyone. Also, the city is only connected to Cairo with railway and one road. We can stop railway and the road. And with military intervention, there is no way these people can be able to get in this place. But as Egypt has been going on, previous presidents who have come before the current president have always started some city like this. This is not a cheap city. The same way those presidents have been doing it has never been a cheap city. Actually, this city is costing over 22 billion US dollar, and that is a rough estimate. We don't know how much it will take, because the government was supposed to move to the city between 2020 and 2022. But due to COVID, the time for the government to move was changed to March 2023. And actually, even in March 2023, they did a move. The first 14 ministry of the government entity moved around 5th March 2023. That's when they moved. So remember, anyone who have been in construction know very well, the longer you take the time, the more money you accumulate, the more money is needed to do whatever you are doing. So if this government can move in the next year, what will happen is they will have some more money to pay, which was not at the first place supposed to be. So this project is kind of doomed to fail, because in Egypt, majority of people are middle income earner and poor. But the kind of housing, the kind of building they are selling and building in this city, it's not for any middle class or low class earner. It's purely for high class earner. And this is what have been causing the collapse of previous projects, which the previous government have tried to undertake to build new city. They build the city, they build the house, but no one have money to buy these new houses. And by doing that, when majority of people don't buy the house, the city end up to become a ghost town. Whether this new city of Egypt will become a ghost town, no one know. Whether it will succeed, no one know. It's only the times that can tell whether it will make it or not. So make sure to subscribe, like and comment, and stick around, because I'll be giving you updates as we are going on. If it succeeds, I'll come and tell you. So call your friend to watch together and share, so that we can be informative. Thank you.